Why do I gotta be so happy? Howdy, folks. Starting a new video here. Take two. I forgot to hit record. So, anyways, I'm just doing some ukulele practice today. Yeah, hope you enjoy it. If it's too long, let me know in the comments so I can shorten it up or break it into different videos or something. If you want to learn, if you want to know something that I did, feel free to ask in the comments. I'm not a professional or anything. I'm trying to teach myself from scratch, basically. I haven't read any manuals or anything like that. I'm just trying to figure it out. That's what I do. I like to learn on my own sometimes, but I also do use YouTube to get other information. Like, you can type in like ukulele lessons and stuff like that, and there's teachers and stuff on here that can actually teach you, rather than just letting you watch them play, kind of a thing. There was one lady. She helped me a little bit, to learn where to put my fingers and stuff for a particular song. But I can't quite make that same sound, so I tried to make my own song. I don't know if it is or not. I'm sure other people have probably played it like that before too, so who knows. I just hope you like it. Alright. Like I said, you got any questions, go ahead and leave it down in the chat, and I will do my best to respond to it as fast as possible. And if it's not inappropriate or something like that, I'll respond to it. Thank you. Enjoy. First, I'm going to start off with something a little different than what I was planning on doing, because I was already halfway into it, kind of, but then I realized that I forgot to hit the record button like a goofball. So I'm going to just start over again. This is how I usually try to start, by like warming up my fingers. Just by just doing this. I don't even use this up here right to start. That's me. A teacher probably wouldn't tell you to do that, but I don't know. So you'd have to ask a teacher. I don't know if you can see that or not, what I'm doing. Is this one? Or you go. I imagine that's probably some pretty basic stuff that most people can probably do if they've ever, tried to play it like that instead of like that. I don't know. I imagine most people probably do, but I could be wrong. I haven't really looked into too many people who play the ukulele. I just know that Janet likes it, and and it's all right. It's cheap. It was cheap for me. It was only like $20 at a pawn shop, and so it was something I could afford. All the guitars were like $200, and that's way more than I can afford. This is kind of just, I'm just kind of just strumming them and trying to make it sound good. It's not always gonna flow just right because I'm not trying to really make a song right here. I mean, but I'm not. I'm just kind of like warming up my fingers, so to speak. I don't know, because they like to lock up. If I just sit here for too long, my two middle fingers here like to get stuck. So I have to try and limber them up a little bit. And that's the only reason I do that. I try not to do it for too long though. so as not to annoy anybody. I usually have like a few things that I go through before I will move on to something else. And then what was the other one I was? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it would be nice if I could find some way to transition from that. That was different. Did you catch that? It was different than the first time, so I like to try and start over again if I can, if I mess up, because that way you don't. If you messed up, then you should probably start over again and get to that point again. It's easier for me, anyways. I don't know. It might be easier for you to not do that, but from what I've seen, most people start over again. See, I messed up right there. But it's not really. I'm trying to find a transition though to it, so it is kind of a song. I'm not really practicing it. I am practicing at the same time. No, that was backwards. Alright, that one got down. Okay. I'll go back to trying to do this since I missed it in the first video. This is a song that I've been, or a tune that I've been working on. I wouldn't call it a song because it doesn't have lyrics yet. I haven't come up with words for it yet because I haven't completed the melody, so to speak. Tune, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure there's a name for it, but that's what I'm calling it, as a tune. See, that's another problem too. Sometimes I miss. I'll just start going like that and not even actually hit it. It's kind of funny to me. Can you even see that? No, you can't. I don't want to look like I'm trying to be weird or anything, so. It's hard to hold like that for me. I like to hold it like this, but my fingers don't want to work when I do it that way. See, I messed up. Okay. And it was off by a little bit. It seemed to do better when I hold it like this, but you can't see it when I got it down here. Let's see here. I, 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 I mess up sometimes. But these top strings right here are probably the hardest ones to push down. Because they're like really, they got it right next to this thing. And I can't remember what it's called. It's like a spacer or something like that. String spacer. I don't know. There's a name for it, but I can't remember what it's called. I have to look it up one of these days. Or you can look it up too yourself. Maybe you can leave it in the comments if you know what it's called. Oh, going back to this way for the heck of it for a little few minutes. I don't know. I kind of have ADHD, so I fluctuate all over the place sometimes. If I manage to get a song that I like that's full all the way through, then I'll probably work on it better. But right now, I kind of like to try different things to see what I like. That's just me. Like I wanted to try it like this once. Try the way that I was playing it earlier, but with using the different notes and whatnot, fretboard. There's got to be another way of me saying what this is called and what I'm using and stuff like that. I'll have to look it up. I got to learn a little bit more about it, I guess, if I want to be any sort of educational on it. So don't take me as a teacher. I'm just learning myself. So don't take my word for it. Look at it. Take a look. It's in a book. A reading rainbow. I can do anything. Friends to know, ways to grow, a reading rainbow. It was a show when I was younger. I don't know if it's still on TV. Probably not. It wasn't too bad of a show. Definitely better than Teletubbies. Why is it working so good now when I'm trying to do it this way, but when I try to do the other way, it doesn't? See, I'm still asking myself questions too, so I'm still learning. I just like to try and figure things out on my own. I'm kind of stubborn that way. But if you feel more comfortable with getting a teacher or learning from a teacher, then please learn from a teacher. If you don't want to try and teach yourself, because not everybody can or not everybody wants to. They would rather learn properly, the way that everybody else has learned, so that way they could play the same songs or the same type, same way. I don't know. I may be playing the same way, but I like to try and figure out my own. Just kind of what I do. I don't know. On everything I do is kind of just trying to find my own way to do it, except for cover songs. Cover songs, I'm generally try to rewrite on with the way it was sung originally. But sometimes I'll change it up. Sing like in a deep voice on a high song. Or I think there's names for those too. There's bass. Ouch. Gosh. What is it? It's I'm trying to think of the different voice levels. It's bass. What's the next one up? It's tenor, alto, soprano, I think, or is it alto, tenor, soprano? Bass, tenor, alto, soprano. I think that's how it goes. I'm not sure though. It's been a long time since high school choir or grade school choir actually. I hate it when it does that. I really do. It bugs me. Come on now. Don't be a pain in the tuchus. Maybe if we move down to here. Nope, that don't sound good. See, they're all plucked. Pluck, 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 pluck. Just really quite difficult sometimes for me. How to get them all pressed down because I'm trying to press all of them down with one finger, kind of basically. I think some people would hold it like this, I believe, and so it kind of goes at an angle, but you're still pushing down all the same. You're still pushing down basically all the same strings in the same place. So if you could do it that way and it's easier, then more power to you, I guess. I've been trying to find different ways to hold on to it. It would make it easier for me or whatever. Come on, get on there now. Sometimes it can be difficult to stretch your fingers too. I'm sure that the people, the teachers and the people that are experienced on this probably don't play like this, but because it's probably not the right way. Well, not the right way anyways. To me, no way is the right way. You can do it however you want, in my opinion, but if you want to learn the way that everybody else learned, then you got to learn from a teacher. If you want to be able to play like everybody else plays, then you got to learn from a teacher that already knows it and they can teach you. Like I said, I'm just practicing and doing what sounds good to me. I try to do a lot of stuff by ear when it comes to music. Some people would probably say that's just laziness and not wanting to read a book or something like that, but I do. I like try and find out my own way to do it. And that way, if I do even if I do come up with somebody else's song like they've already done, I didn't know it. I'm not trying to copy them. I'm just screwing around, so to speak. Sorry, didn't mean to say the S word. Sorry about that. Yeah. Parents, if you're watching, sorry. Didn't mean to. It's not that bad of a word, but still, not for children, it is. Okay, quit rambling. Where's my finger gonna go? Right there, there, and there. Or do we want to be up on the frets? Nope. It's terrible. It doesn't want to. It's like it's like the joints in my finger like line up, and so it won't push it down. It just my finger just melts over it. Like I don't know. It's really weird. Like it seems like it should work just fine, but it doesn't unless you position your finger just right, so it doesn't get the lines don't get in any of the crevices. For me, anyways. Most people see that's why they probably don't play like that. They probably play like with their tips of their fingers instead of their whole finger. But I saw somebody else playing like that too, so I don't know. Again, I'm just practicing myself. I'm trying to learn at the same time. I don't understand what is so impossible about that. Why does it keep getting like that? It gets frustrating. It does for me, really. When you try to do the same thing over and over and over and over again, and you know it's supposed to work, but it doesn't. Like, I can sit here and look at all the strings. They're all pushed down, but... Oh, now it's working. Sure you. Sure. Show, now, see, it's... Now it's not. Why? What is the difference? That's what I would like to know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Or at least one of the things I'm trying to figure out. Switch back, since I couldn't manage to get that done. Oh, that was wrong. That was terrible. To me, it was terrible. I'm trying to work on that. I'm not going to move on to the next transition until I can get this down, because I want to get this part down so I can then move on to that. So it's not really going to be a two different things song. I'm just going to be doing this one first part for a few minutes while I can try and get my fingers right. Okay, that was too slow. See, that's what messed up right there. Putting them up here instead of down there again. Messed up. Come on. Your moon. What time is it? Erwin, how long have we got? 23 minutes? I'll stop at 25 and start a new video. Alright, let's try this one more time and call her a video. Come on now. Dirty rotten scoundrel. Is that 25? Close enough. Hope you all enjoyed it. I'll probably do more videos like this. If you absolutely hate them, then I guess you could leave it in the comment if you want. But hate's not really a good way to be. You shouldn't hate things unless they're killing people or hurting people. I guess you should always keep an open mind, because you never know when you might learn something. Live long and prosperous, in peace, with 2 clicks and a comment. Thanks. Toodles.